Hey, good morning, good afternoon. In the short video, I'm just gonna quickly go over, the concept of three-way phone call or three-way Zoom or three-way coffee, three-way lunch. If you can get this, it's simple, it's easy to do. I see a lot of people do it wrong, so that's why I'm doing a Zoom call right now. Just to record the right way of doing it. If you can just get this one thing correctly, I guarantee you, it's not gonna cost you any more time. In fact, it's gonna give you back a lot of time, and you're gonna see your revenue share group, grow, right? And then you can, instead of doing it yourself, you can leverage people like me, like all the leader or the closer in the group, to help you grow your revenue share group, right? So let's go ahead and start it. I'm gonna share my screen later, but just speaking out my mind, right? One of the great benefit about EXP Realty and especially Team Legacy and especially my group is that we have so many closer and leader in the group is ready, able, and willing to help you grow your revenue share group. So if you're doing this by yourself, that's shame on you, right? You need to leverage us. I'm really good at closing. Amanda's really good at closing. Min is really good at closing. Kai's really good at closing. You sit a person in front of house, she's gonna close it for you, right? So just to name a few names, Joanna, there are so many closers in the group. So, but in order for us to help you, you need to be able to set the person right in front of us. Otherwise, this is your friend, this is your network. I don't know them. Min doesn't know them. And if you set it up incorrectly, we come in, we don't have a stage to stand on, and then the whole thing is gonna go south really quickly, right? So keep that in mind. Your job is like a connector, right? Number one, you connect us, you edify us, and then you set me up, right? You kind of have the stage for me to stand on, right? Because if I can just come in and you and me, we kind of chase the lead, and then we're gonna end up chasing the lead, right? It's called agent chasing. It's not. It doesn't call agent attraction anymore. Remember, we have what they need, and we want to attract people to us, right? And the easiest way to do it is to set up a Zoom appointment, right? So let me just quickly share my screen. So that way, if you can leverage Zoom correctly or Google Meet, you don't have to, we can save a lot of time, right? So first of all, of course, spend the time, build a relationship, and then when the time is right, once you find out what they need, go ahead and set up an appointment, on Zoom with me, right? Or on Zoom with your sponsor. And the script could be as simple as, like, hey, I know that you need help with X, Y, and Z. I happen to know Hui, right? He's really good with Airbnb. He's really good with flipping. He's really good with lead generation. She is really good with open house. Whatever it is, find out what they need and then use that reason, to set up a call with one of the closer. And the moment you can do that, you can say something like, hey, Hui is really busy. He has, 6, 7 Airbnb that he's running. He's really good at creative, helping people creating, residual income, passive income for Asian. He's super busy, but if you want, I'm the only one that can grab him for 20 minutes. So that way, you can get the support from him. When is a good time for you, right? So you don't ask people, when is a good time for them, right? You pick the 2 time slot, which is good for you, and you give them only 2 options, right? Who is super busy, but if I can get him 20 minutes on the phone, it's either gonna be 11 to 11:30 to 1 o'clock, or it's gonna be from 4:30 to 5 o'clock, right? So kind of keep the appointment above 5 o'clock. I probably stress the importance of time management enough. Nobody want to work 24/7, right? So if you want to, so kind of work with your leader, your sponsor, and kind of see what time slot they are available and willing to help you. For me, I think I make it very clear that if you need my support, especially when it comes to agent attraction, set all the call above 5 o'clock, right? After 5 o'clock for me, it's tennis time, it's family time, it's friend time. It's very hard to get a hold of me after 5 o'clock, right? Of course, there's some exception, but for me, if you want to help you, help me help you by setting the appointment, at least for me, anything above 5 o'clock. So if you can set it up, like, hey, he's super busy, but he can meet you, let's say for for 2 o'clock for 30 minutes on a Tuesday, right? So you would go ahead and click it here, and then you would add a title, hang out with Hui, right? And then if you have Zoom, great. You can make it a Zoom meeting here. If you don't have Zoom, that's fine, right? Google is free. Leverage Google. Just put Google in here. and then just add, your, remember, it's a three-way phone call, right? So you need to be on it as well. Don't just hold me on the bus and then leave. It's not gonna work, right? So put me on it. So I put me on it, and then put your guest on it, right? And then you make sure yourself is on it. So, three-way phone call, four-way phone call, there's gonna be 4 people on it. Make sure your guest is familiar with Google Meet, and then make sure it's only 30 minutes or less, right? Or even 20 minutes, right? So if you want to go a little extreme here, change it to 20 minutes. Right? Usually 20 minutes for me is enough, either for me or any of the closer in the group, to close a person. If you do like an hour, number one, it's going to waste an hour of your time and my time and the lead time, and we probably get nothing done, right? So nobody want to waste an hour on Zoom. If you're going to set up a three-way Zoom call, tell the lead that it's going to be 20 minutes, 30 minutes max, right? So that way, everybody easy coming in. If we need to chat longer, we can, but at least we expect the meeting to end in 20 minutes. So that way you can get in, we can deliver the value, and then we get the hell out, right? 20 minutes, and then finish, right? It doesn't rack any longer than that. Yeah, so set it up, make sure they confirm. And then, before the meeting, like, let's say 1 o'clock, just send them a quick text, remind them, make sure that they're going to be on the phone call. If it's on my calendar, it's going to be on my calendar. So I'm going to accept it here. And then really it's that simple, right? So, don't set up like an hour appointment here. This is actually not good to have a 1 hour appointment. 30 minutes is good, 20 minutes, even better. And then if you're a local, kind of leverage the coffee appointment as well, right? So kind of think, there's 3 level of agent, and then I'm gonna leave it up to you on to decide if you think that the agent is a really, really good agent. They are producing, they have a potential for leadership. Hey, set up a coffee, right? Because it's always better for me or for the closer to see that person in person, right? So if you're local, feel free to leverage, any of your sponsor, your leader for a coffee talk. We usually Bean and Bottle. So for our group, we leverage a location called Bean and Bottle. This is probably one of our favorite closing location. It's so easy, the vibe is good, it's so easy to get to know people, and it's super relaxed. So if you're around Houston, just set it up at Bean and Bottle. If you are outside of Houston, work with your sponsor, kind of pick like a closing spot for you guys. So that way, when you set it up, you don't have to get on the phone and then you have to ask your sponsor like, hey, where do you want it? When do you want it? Kind of have like the same time and day for this, three-way phone call coffee. And then, you just booked it, let your sponsor know, and then they will make time to be there, right? So that way it makes things very easy. There's no back and forth. Yep. So let's say for a brand new agent, you barely know them, you don't even know if they're good or not, just set up a Zoom call, right? Zoom call, we come in, we come out. If we like them, we set up for a coffee. If you really like this person, set up a coffee. If you really, really like this person, set up a lunch, right? So lunch is usually like an hour, like this one. Lunch is like an hour. You can, you have a time to get to know them better. But when you get like a bad lead, just keep in mind that, you're gonna stuck there for like an hour lunch. It's not like coffee, you can get out in 30 minutes. Lunch, so make sure when you set up for lunch, you have to really, really like that person, and you have to prep your sponsor really, really well. So that way we come in, we know exactly the agent, what do they need, and then we can deliver value, right? And then there's dinner, right? So I would say for VIP, agent, VIP broker, somebody like really, really important, has everything going, and you got them on the hook. It's like, hey, you got to meet this guy. He's a leader, he's a producer, he's a capper, he's a future icon agent. Go ahead and set up a dinner, right? So dinner is usually longer. It's an hour to 2 hours. And then, we're going to have more time to break the bread and kind of get to know that person a little better, right? Dinner with, VIP lead, something like that, right? So those are kind of like the 3 level, for you as an appointment setup. You kind of know how to gauge things and pick the good, and set everything up, before the closer come in, right? Zoom, coffee, lunch, dinner, and then you have the closer, right? You have all kind, you probably have amazing people that in your life or outside of your life, how to leverage that, match them, bring them to the table, introduce everybody, and the most important thing, get the hell out, so that way the closer can do the job, right? I have a case, a lot of time in the past, the agent would set me up, and then they would do the talking. So what's the point of me being there if you're the one who set me up with them, and then you the one who do the talking as well, right? So which is good, don't get me wrong, but I don't need to be there if you're gonna be the one who do the talking, right? So set it up, introduce the closer, get out, enjoy, cheer it up, support your agent, support your lead, and then allow the closer to do their job. So I think that's everything you need to know about three-way phone call, really. And if you can master this, oh my God, allow me to blow up your revenue share. So I hope this video is helpful, and I talk to you. I see you at the top.